Welcome, everyone, to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I am CJ Mellon, joined by Josh Burns.
What up? We are missing one person.
We're down to Bernston.
We are down to Bernston because he had to move. He had to do the things and move.
The palatial estate overrun by cats. And it's time to move.
He's actually, from what I understand, he's leaving the palatial estate to just the cats and Ben,
right?
Which has jacked up the cat to male ratio in a way that is unacceptable.
I mean, just destroyed at this point. I don't even know what the mathematical formula would be for it now.
And left to his own devices, I can actually see Ben having 5, 6, 7 cats.
Yeah,
just roaming around the palatial estate.
They're definitely going to take over, and those cats are going to have cat buddies and then cat babies. It's going to get out of hand.
Yeah, they're going to tell 2 friends, and they're going to tell 2 friends, and that's like 20 people right there.
And then if you get your 3 friends to sell it, then their 3 friends sell the cat, we all make money. Anyways.
And I said you put the crackers in your mouth.
Good job. So down Brian, but he will be back next week. So enjoy your new palatial estate, Brian. Let us know how it is. Give us a postcard.
Indeed.
Sure, it has its own zip code. Listen, though, I want to start this week off by telling you 2 things. Number 1, if this is your first time ever listening to the show and have no idea what that cat joke was, go to intro.thatkindofnerd.com. You'll learn a little bit about the show, a little bit about us, and you'll understand that cat joke. You're welcome.
And in Brian's absence, I will say you should listen to episode 100.
Oh, that's I think that's called Welcome to the Club. I think it's Welcome to the Club.
Yeah, well, that is our 100th episode and was a good one, guaranteed.
I was not prepared for you to take up Brian's mantle.
Well, I had to take up the mantle. I had to wear the cowl.
Episode 100. Welcome to the club, nerd. That's a very good episode. I really enjoyed our 100.
Yeah, I figured I could just lean back on that one, feeling comfortable.
If you try to use the Konami code on our website now, it does not work. And also the slap event, the GoFundMe for the slap event is no longer up and running because it's right around the corner. It's funded. We're there.
Yeah, we're gonna make a T-shirt of CJ getting slapped
in the face.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna hurt. All right. Last bit of housekeeping too. If you're listening to my voice right now on the day that we drop this episode, you got to pick up the comfiest hoodie I've ever owned in my entire life.
We're both wearing it. It's super comfy.
It's so great. And Patreon supporter Megan, she wears hers as well. She knows how ridiculously comfy it is. 15% off and free shipping on Cyber Monday at shop.thatkindofnerd.com. Again, it's 15% off and free shipping at shop.thatkindofnerd.com. Use the promo code CYBERSALE and you'll get that offer. It is a one-day only, Cyber Monday deal only. So if you're listening to this the day it comes out, go snag some That Kind of Nerd swag. Get 15% off, get free shipping. Now, let's put the show on the road. And I want to talk about the world of comics. I want to talk about how it's affecting TV, how it's affecting movies, but really right now, I mean, honestly, how it's affecting Josh Burns.
And Brian.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Cape Talk. Brian, take it away.
Cape Talk.
He may not be here right now, but goddamn, he's in every episode.
We still have his voice.
Still there. So,
licensed property.
We own that voice. It's ours. Cannot take it. You cannot have it. The CW DC crossover event is coming up, and they decided to give us a little taste of something that we've been asking for, which is show us Batwoman. They put out an Elseworld Batwoman teaser. Not only did we get to see Batwoman in the flesh, but we also got to see Barry Allen as the Green Arrow, which I still can't wrap my head around.
That was strange, right?
Yeah, that you just look at it going, but that's not right, because Cisco's right next to him. You're just like, that's right, but what is going on with the hood?
Right.
But first off, Gotham City looks pretty cool. Batwoman looks awesome. I'm really excited to see this. She looks just fantastic.
I think looks, yes. I'm not thrilled with what we know about the characters. Sort of,
the philosophy that you,
behind the motivations. I'm not crazy about that, but seeing Barry in the Arrow hood is very interesting to me. Especially since I've been rewatching Flash from episode 1, and I'm almost 3 seasons complete in a week.
Right.
It's awesome.
I want to note one thing though. Something that this Elseworld is setting up is the fact that we are in Gotham City, right? So we're there. Elseworld being that this is a different continuity and a different universe, so whatever happens in this isn't going to affect the overall universe.
Right.
But in this place, they say Batman is a myth, right? So any hopes of seeing the Cape Crusader is going to be dashed, and that's why Batwoman's there, is because Batman's nowhere to be found. No one knows.
Well, that's
where
not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. So the first Elseworlds thing that I watched was Gotham by Gaslight, which was on the DC universe, and it very much it was a Batman story. So I do think there will be elements of Gotham, Batman, blah 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 blah. The Elseworlds just means that this has nothing to do with.
And that's what I'm saying. In this Elseworld, in this universe, in this storyline, we're not going to see Batman. Anyone who's hoping, fingers crossed, that we're going to get a CW Batman, it's not happening. I mean, we saw the bat signal,
everyone should watch
with
Gotham by Gaslight on the DC Universe
app.
Please do. It's amazing. It's a Jack the Ripper story. You should watch it right now.
And again, if you work for DC Universe, hi, talk to us, please.
Hey, over here, we could use a promo code over here. That kind of nerd.
We can help you out.
DC Universe / that kind of nerd. That'd be good.
That'd be a good one. Don't use that right now. It doesn't work. Doesn't do you anything. Don't do that.
No, we're working on it. We're working on it, people.
All right. Listen, I talked about this a little bit with a couple other people, and I'm real curious to get your opinions because you and I haven't talked about this. We got our first trailer for Once Upon a Deadpool. And the only funny thing about this trailer was Fred Savage making fun of the fact that they're not really Marvel and that, they're licensed by Fox.
Sure.
And they're in this,
now, look,
what is this movie? I don't understand.
I think we've said, I do think we have said enough about this, which is it's a PG-13 Deadpool. If you have children that have never heard the word fuck, maybe take them to see this. But I'm not ever my children won't go see it, obviously.
Right.
Because it's how can I? It's an abomination. Is really.
It's like watching Die Hard on an airplane, right? And hearing Yippee-Yo-Ki-Yay, mother trucker.
Well, no, I mean it's like watching a Quentin Tarantino film.
Okay.
On TNT.
Yeah, right on.
Why? Right, why are we doing this? What is the point of this?
Right.
It's just not if you're gonna have Deadpool, then have Deadpool.
Right.
But don't, please, for the love of God, don't censor Deadpool. That's just.
Here's my question: is there is going to be obviously something different, right, about this movie? There's going to be something new, some shot footage that we haven't seen. In the trailer, it was like, "Oh, I loved you," and Up, right? He's sitting on a bench with an old couple. That there's going to be bits that are in this movie that are not in the movie that we saw. So, to get to be a completionist, get that achievement badge essentially in our life.
They're not going to be, but they're not going to be essential to the plot.
No. But it's just going to be a joke.
Right. So who cares? Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares?
Find it on YouTube later. Be like, someone put up. What's different?
Because YouTube will give you the different. They'll here's what's different between the PG-13 and the rated R Deadpool, and then I can just watch it there. And who cares? I mean, seriously, I'm not angry about it. I'm not Brian. I'm not Brian about it.
My other question is this: if you're a teenager, right, and you really liked Deadpool 1, you saw it, right, because that's the only reason you want to see Deadpool 2, and you didn't find a way to sneak into a rated R movie, do you deserve to even see a PG-13 version of this? If you are a teenager, right, the target audience for this is someone who's 13, 15 area, right? If you can figure out a way to sneak into a rated R movie, I don't think you deserve to see Deadpool PG-13.
I got to tell you, I think that most of the people that want to see this are 11 years old, and the people that wanted to see the actual Deadpool, they have friends that work at the theater taking the tickets, and they just let them in,
or they pirated the movie. If they're just like, yeah, you're not getting in, you're just like, all right, I'll just go on the internet. And
I'm not sure what pirating a movie means. What is that? Exactly?
Cody or some other.
I don't know any of the things.
I don't even know the things. All right.
I'm not aware of any of.
All right, so we've obviously beaten the zombie horse to death that Brian beat to death with The Walking Dead. So let's move on. I do want to talk a little bit about the smaller screens, right? The ones that we see every day. TV, right? Streaming services, and the segment that we call Screen to Stream. The trailer that really just made the internet stop in its tracks, going, "Oh, what are you doing? I don't give a shit what you're doing. You're watching this.
Stop what you're doing and watch this right now."
The Lion King live action trailer dropped.
Oh, dude, it was so good.
So good. I mean, like, it's just Mufasa doing a little bit of voiceovers, and we're just seeing the animals in the circle of life thing. But yeah,
I'm watching it with Laura, and I'm like, how'd they get that monkey to lift that lion? She's like, it's CGI, you idiot. And I'm like, but there's a monkey lifting a lion.
That's
not CGI. It's a real monkey and a real lion.
Right.
So how'd they get that real monkey to lift that real lion? That's what I want to know. And I'm over here watching it going, this is not CGI. There's a real monkey lifting a real lion. I want to know how it's done. How is it done? How is it done? How is it done? And where's Elton John?
It was really great. And there was a post I saw on Twitter where it was comparing the animated movie to this movie, frame by frame on that. And it syncs up really closely.
Here's my question. Was that new James Earl Jones audio, or was that audio from the animated?
That is new James Earl Jones.
Is it?
Yes, you can hear his voice. It's changed a bit.
Oh, I didn't compare. I didn't go back to Lion King compare.
Oh, I didn't either.
It sounded to me like it was the original audio.
No, it's definitely something new. But okay. James Earl Jones's voice just hasn't changed. I mean, seriously.
Like, we're gonna be fine with James Earl Jones sounding the same as he sounded since the Great White Hope.
Right.
We're going to feel like he has the same voice until he dies. And then we're all going to be like, oh, we've lost the fucking voice of a generation.
Absolutely. I mean, here's the thing, too. James Earl Jones could maybe be in the booth and doesn't deliver a take, which, by the way, I don't think happens at all. But just, like, doesn't deliver it. And there's like, we'll just use it from the animated. We will? Okay. Yeah, James, we're just going to use the animated version. When you said "remember who you are," because you've said it.
We have enough takes.
We have enough. We're good.
Takes.
Thank you.
You're good.
So I have questions still. First off, I already have it. Like, yes, you already have my ticket. Shut up. I'm already there.
Of course,
it's already there. Okay. I want to hear Seth Rogen. I want to hear Billy Eichner, and I want to hear John Oliver.
Billy Eichner as like Timon.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I saw I'm Timon and Pumbaa, Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen.
Which, by the way, I'm fine with on paper. I just want to hear it.
Well, the thing is, I must have forgotten that was going to happen. So at the end of the trailer, when I saw Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen, I'm like, oh my God, that's Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah.
And something inside me leapt with joy. Like, this is ridiculous that this is going to be Timon and Pumbaa, because Billy Eichner, the only thing... Every time I see his name, I think, you don't even know. and I see him in Parks and Rec.
I think Billy on the Street.
Like, yelling at me.
Which is
I see
same.
Parks and Rec, Billy Eichner yelling at me. And, like, yelling at Donna.
I have to go,
you don't even know. And I just lose my shit. And then Seth Rogen is such like a
yeah, it's the laugh. The Seth Rogen laugh obviously has to make it in.
Giggly stoner laugh, right? Like I want it. It's great. I mean, this is gonna be so good. And then
Donald Glover as Simba. That's gonna be so freaking cool.
Of course, as Simba, but like in comparison to
JTT.
No,
Matthew Broderick.
I'm thinking about like this trailer in comparison to the Dumbo trailer.
Oh God, Dumbo is terrible.
Which looked like dog
awful.
shit.
The CGI looks awful too. Ugh.
Everything was awful.
Everything about it bad.
You've got this live action Lion King, which looks amazing,
right? And
then juxtaposition Dumbo looks fucking terrible. Right.
But that's also because you have Jon Favreau on one side with, yay, hi, I know how to make good movies with animated CG lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Then you have Tim Burton over here going, everything's dark.
No, Tim Burton's terrible.
So,
Colin Farrell. I'm going to use Colin Farrell as my focal point. Yeah. Oh, that's smart.
Said no one ever.
Said no one ever.
So listen, obviously, this was the trailer that won this week.
It did win.
Very curious to hear how loyal Disney fans and people who have such affinity for the animated series feel about this. So hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, at That Kind of Nerd. Tell us what you think. I will say this, as a parent of a young child right now who is obsessed with Lion King, I'm waiting to show her this trailer first just to see how she feels about it. But I have listened to Matthew Broderick's performance in the original Lion King, and that motherfucker was phoning it in. Just, oh my, everyone around him doing, Jeremy Irons is just so impressive in everything he does. And then you got James Earl Jones doing his voiceover work, and then even Mr. Bean, right? I don't know the real actor's name. Mr.
Rowan Atkinson?
Thank you. Being Zazu, just doing a phenomenal job. And there's Matthew Broderick, just, I'm here for a paycheck. No, murderer.
You know what? You didn't like, really?
His voice acting is terrible. Listen to, I'm stuck in a car, right? Listening to The Lion King instead of watching. I'm listening to it, and I'm like, wow, Matthew Broderick's really phoning it in.
That's interesting. I don't think I've ever listened, not watched.
Yeah, no one should never do that. It's just a dumb thing that parents have to deal with.
I mean, I'm a parent, but I still don't think I've ever listened to The Lion King and not watched. But that's an interesting take that I don't think I've ever heard anyone.
Oh, yeah, it's a hot take. It's a
hot take for sure.
Curious to hear how that. I'm going to get hate mail, aren't I?
I think you will.
Goes to me this week.
Yeah, I think you will. Hate mail at thatkindofnerd.com is actually a place you can send email to. So
you just send it to me. I got a fan suggested topic that I had to address as well, and I'm sure that this missed you, Josh. This was definitely not something that ever came on your radar, which is Kim Possible, which was a 2002 Disney animated series. It starred. It was listen. I enjoyed the shit out of it. It was really good, really just funny. And they're doing a live action remake, a live movie. Now, if you go into the show notes, you can see some pictures that they have of the cast. But the question that I got from our fan was, what the hell are they doing to Dr. Draken and Shigro? Like, what is up with this? So if you look at the show notes, you'll see the picture. They did a good job with Shigro, in my opinion. She looks really great, and that character, by the way, was just so well-rounded, so sassy, so smart, so fierce that this actress looks the part. But this guy being the doctor makes... I just have questions about their choices. I'm curious as the outsider perspective, Josh, what you see when you look at it. Are you like, oh yeah, that makes sense?
I'm not even sure what this is.
Can you say that with an old man voice? That would help me.
I look, because I'm not an old man. Like I'm just not. I'm looking at it going, I mean, this guy looks as weird as the cartoon guy. The chick looks the same as the cartoon chick.
Yes, so she pulls that off really well.
Like I'm fine with it. I don't have a problem. Is there outrage?
Not so much outrage, but a lot of people are saying that the costumes look really cheap. Like they look like pajamas. Some people are saying they look like Party City models, and that, like, I'm sure what you're actually going to get.
I think a lot of the time when you take things out of animation and make them real life, then they don't quite look right.
Right.
How can you possibly replicate animated costumes?
So in real life, the big complaint too comes around Dr. Draken's face, the actor's face with this blue rash thing that looks like when Thor got electrocuted by the Grand Master. Going we don't see a lot of that. Just looks like it was really hastily slapped on.
I got to tell you, whenever it's funny, whenever I hear animated faces, animated things don't look like they do, like in live action, right? So whenever I get this live action
translation,
it's not just translation. It's like criticism or whatever.
Sure.
The thing that I think about is it's funny. It's Phineas and Ferb,
right?
Because I think immediately about the most ridiculous thing I could think of, and Phineas and Ferb is about the most ridiculous thing I can think of.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, and I understand the reference. Thinking about how could you do Heinz Doofenshmirtz live action? And the answer is you really can't. And if you put everything in that sort of spectrum, then you realize almost anything you want to do animated in live action, you really, really can't do. You almost have to sort of just go, I got to rewrite this all together. Like, I mean, and Scooby-Doo was the same situation.
Right. That's the one right there where I thought of, which was Scooby-Doo.
But that's right. And so, like, I go back to that as Scooby-Doo was the thing of my childhood that cannot be replicated in live action. And now that I'm an adult and I've seen things like Phineas and Ferb, and that's where I go. I'm sure Kim Possible was a thing. I'm sure not as popular as Phineas and Ferb, but
I'd say that
when I look at the two successful animated series, I don't really think I would be salty about a Doofenshmirtz that wasn't 100% accurate because he was so ridiculous.
Right.
And I think that Kim Possible is probably the same thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you really put it in that perspective and you add like the larger picture to it,
that's what I'm doing. I'm saying,
I get you. See, this is the thing. It's. I do know those characters. I do like that show. I was the target demographic for it. Like, so to me, when you brought up Scooby-Doo, I thought it was actually a really good analogy of like, I was like, oh yeah, whatever, live action Scooby-Doo, it just is what it is. And everyone's just like, Shaggy, that guy playing Shaggy is terrible, and Fred doesn't have an ascot. How come Fred doesn't have an ascot? Like, guys, it's like early 2000s. Like, you really want someone wearing a fucking ascot some places? I guess it comes down to this. There's obviously it's kind of ready for a sports term. Here we go. There's a lot of armchair quarterbacking going on this one. Going, I obviously could have done better. Cosplayers out there do a better job than these guys, and they've got Disney money on them. And just like, yeah, well, put repeatability into that, right? Like they shoot for maybe a couple hours, and then they've got to put the makeup back on again. 3 hours later, 2 days later, in the exact same spot because they're doing the exact same scene over again. They're going to use that cut. I don't know. It looks interesting, and I thank Mr. Chambers, sir, for suggesting this topic because I definitely am a child that watched that show and really enjoyed it.
Mr. Chambers, sir.
Oh, yes.
Who's Mr. Chambers, sir?
Erod Chambers.
Oh, all right.
All right, but Josh, here's something that you can get behind, right? Something that you do have knowledge of. We've got a cross scene of something that we've talked about before. Scrubs, which we love.
Love Scrubs. Yeah.
And Fortnite.
Love.
And Fortnite, which we've talked about.
No.
And
what?
You know Fortnite about the dancing.
I know the dances. Yeah, okay.
Good. Because that's what we're talking about this week, which is Donald Faison is a little angry. And by a little angry, I mean, he seemed pretty angry during a reunion special that they had that Fortnite stole his poison dance. Remember when he's doing the air band?
Oh, I do remember his poison dance.
And then he does that dance. It's a really good dance. But in the show notes, you can go see there's a video where they match it 1-to-1 on this. And the thing about this is a dance that Donald Faison made up on the spot that day.
Oh my God, it's the same dance. I'm watching it now.
It's 100% the same dance, right? Like movement for movement, with the exception of the feet. Like they didn't nail the feet, but like overall, that is the same dance.
Well, and the thing is, it wasn't Donald Faison.
Yes, it was.
That was I know.
Oh, gotcha.
But it was the dance that like Belle Biv DeVoe did in the video. It was Donald Faison copied 100% the dance that Belle Biv DeVoe did in the video.
Did he?
So, yes, 100% copied the Belle Biv DeVoe dance.
Yeah, hold on, I gotta see this.
It's the exact dance from the video.
I don't know, man.
Watch the opening of the video.
I am. I'm watching him right now.
If you watch the video, you see it. It's the same dance. Like a minute 30.
That's where I'm at.
You'll see it.
That's what I saw. I'm watching them in the background right now at like 2:30.
It's the same dance.
But it's not. I disagree, man.
You're disagreeing with me in choreography at the moment is really what's happening. And I'm telling you, Like, essentially, it's the same dance.
So according to Donald Faison, right, about that dance, right, Donald Faison was late to the set that day and hadn't really had his sides ready for that shoot. And so he was late, and they're like, "Hey, Donald, you need to do the dance." He's like, "Yeah, what song am I dancing to?" They're like, "You read the script, right?" He's like, "Yeah, no, totally. Read the script. Absolutely. Yep, I got you. Let's do this." And then they start playing Poison. It's like, "Oh, all right, cool. I got Poison." And then he's, according to Donald Faison, made up this dance right there. And I know you appreciate his artistry enough to know that is his dance.
If you look at the video, there are certainly similarities you can draw. I'm sure Donald Faison took a few liberties because he's a good dancer and a good artist, and he went down maybe a couple different roads, but it is very similar. It is very, very similar to what you see.
Okay,
in the video.
I can give you that. I can.
So I gotta tell you, like, for Fortnite to appropriate that is a flattering, and B, maybe pay the guy.
Here we go. Right, so that's the other part. So while he's telling the story, and he's like, so they jacked my shit, right? If you've seen it, you can play.
Oh, they totally stole
they jacked my shit
for sure.
Now, Bill Lawrence, the creator of Scrubs, is on stage with him because they're having a panel, which, by the way, I'll link to the show notes. If you're a Scrubs fan, you'll absolutely love this panel. And he's like, by the way, Fortnite approached me about the dance and said, "Hey, legally, we know it's just a character dancing, and no one really owns it, but we just want your blessing as the creator of Scrubs. Can we have the dance legally to cover our troubles?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, do it." And Donald Faison's like, I didn't get paid. Like, I'm not dancing. I'm not doing this dance. You just play Fortnite. I'm not doing it. And Bill Lawrence made a joke like, "Well, actually, we all got paid for it. Like, I went on vacation and went and had a good time for it." But Donald Faison looked, and I couldn't tell what's an act and how his feelings were actually, if they were actually hurt. But he did not look too happy about the fact that they jacked that dance from him.
I don't think he should be happy that they jacked that dance from him. I mean, honestly, those of us who are fans of Scrubs, it's such like a niche thing. Like, there's not CJ. There's not a ton of people that you're like, "Oh, I fucking love Scrubs," and everyone's like, "Oh, I love Scrubs," right? It is right. It is.
When you find that person in a room, you're like, "Oh."
Right, you identify them, and it becomes a thing, right? So the Donald Faison Poison dance, that is that's such a good. It's the episode is he's actually auditioning to be a part of an air guitar band, like an air band, good. And it's so
it's something
putting the dance in there is so out of context because it has nothing to do with actually what's happening. Right. He wants to be a part of an air band, and the song that they end up playing is a Journey.
I think
song?
It was Journey. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it ends up being this ridiculous other thing. That the dance was actually inconsequential, but it was a vital part of his character in Scrubs.
Yeah.
And it was so important. It was so important.
And I think it speaks to the larger fact of Turk and Scrubs dances all the time.
For sure, right? I mean, Turk, that's part of Turk's character. But this specific thing, Laura actually refers to this all the time. This is actually one of her favorite Scrubs episodes. It's such a good episode. But this thing in particular, his dance, his air band dance to Poison, quote unquote, is one of Laura's absolute favorite moments in Scrubs. So to have Fortnite sort of appropriate that and take it as their own, I'd be a little pissed off,
and
too.
This isn't the first person that they've pissed off by ripping off dance moves. So 2 Million Snoop Dogg, right, have both kind of come after Epic, who makes Fortnite, saying, "Hey, you ripped off our dance moves." And unfortunately, the U.S. Copyright Office does not grant individual dance moves any kind of protection. So, I mean, it's free reign legally, but people are just going, all right, like pay the man. Like that's his dance.
Let me ask you this. If it was a moonwalk, would it be trademarked?
No, I don't think the moonwalk was trademarked.
Can you trademark your dance move? You
cannot trademark a dance move.
What?
You cannot trademark it. It's a copyright.
I guess
you can't copyright.
That's
I think
why
maybe
I said
there's
the moonwalk because who did the moonwalk?
All right. How far down the
CJ?
When you hear moonwalk, you think Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson stole from other people. So that's the thing. Michael Jackson's
did. Who did the moonwalk before Michael Jackson?
Listen, no what the answer is nobody cares who did it before Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson popularized the moonwalk.
I guess that's where I'm at, right? Can't you trademark a dance move? Can't you?
According to the article I'm reading, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. But according to the article I have here, the U.S. Copyright Office says no.
That is the most definitive statement. CJ's like, I'm not a lawyer. No shit.
I may just be a humble chicken. But I said, I may not be a lawyer. I may just be a humble chicken. I said, and you can't copyright a dance move.
How do you go full on foghorn leghorn?
I said, boy, I don't know. But for the rest of the episode, boy, this is how we're gonna do it. So listen, if you're a fan of Fortnite, hey, listen, dance for Donald Faison if you can. I don't know. Find the guy in Venmo. Like, throw him like $5. Say, hey, thanks for the Fortnite dance.
Right?
Give it to him. Because sometimes it's really nice to just pay an homage, and sometimes it's just guy love between two guys. Joshua Burns.
Yes, sir.
You know I'm what's the polite word for cheap? Right? Very, very cheap. Two things.
Affordable?
No. I'm cheap. I think we're okay to say that. I'm comfortable in who I am to say that I'm cheap. Funny thing happened to me today, and by the time you're listening to this, I'm sorry, it's over. It's not going to happen. I was watching a little bit of YouTube, and an ad popped up, and it was Chris Pratt. He's like, don't skip this ad. Just don't skip it. Something great's going to happen afterward, okay? Just trust me. I was like, okay, Chris Pratt, you have my attention. And they played a trailer for the Lego Movie 2, the second part. And I was like, okay. And then the ad kept going. It's like, don't exit this. Don't press skip, or you're going to lose your spot. I was like, lose my spot in what? And then I looked at how much time was left in the ad. And it was like an hour and a half. I'm like, what the hell is this? It was the Lego Movie. The complete Lego Movie was shown for free today on Black Friday as an ad on YouTube, right? So I was like, as an ad. But there was the complete Lego Movie, and they only had little breaks to promote Lego Movie 2, Part 2, the second part. I was like, this is really interesting. So then I was like, what else is YouTube doing that supports my need to not spend money for things that I love? And I came across this. YouTube is streaming free ad-supported feature films that are quietly rolling out or have rolled out last month.
In the free-to-watch category, Legally Blonde, What's the Worst Thing That Could Happen, Zookeeper, Rocky IV, I See Sleepover, Agent Cody.
Listen,
Banks.
These aren't great movies. Rocky's in there. By the way,
look, all the Rockies, Terminator.
No,
Terminator's awesome. Yep. Out of Time, which was a Denzel movie. A
movie we had talked about a few weeks ago, which is Hackers, up on there.
That's on there.
So that's worth it. So there's a few movies on here that are worth your time, right? Oh, with great power, the Stan Lee story. Ooh.
Oh no, Return to Me. Oh, have you seen Return to Me? I have not seen Return to Me. So Return to Me is a movie where David Duchovny loses his wife in an accident, and her heart goes to Minnie Driver.
Oh, jeez.
Who needs a transplant. And Minnie Driver has sort of been raised by her grandfather, Robert Loggia, and his sort of... She works in a restaurant that is owned by her grandfather and his friends.
Sure.
And it's like Robert Loggia and, some other like super old Irish guy that we all know. And she's sort of a part of this, old souls group of friends.
Right.
But Duchovny finds her by accident, and she has his wife's heart.
Oh, jeez.
And this movie, Return to Me, is so good. It is so good that it's one of those little known,
right.
Like, People don't know it. It's wonderful. And it's one of the movies that's free, which is absolutely fantastic. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is also on this list.
So is Biodome. And listen.
No one should ever watch Biodome ever.
I think
Calm down.
I think you should obviously have a huge bottle of wine and just
no one should ever watch Biodome ever. 4 Weddings and a Funeral is on this list.
So there's some good movies on here, is what I'm saying. Throw Mama from the Train, Billy Crystal.
You said Biodome.
Danny DeVito.
That kind of disqualifies you from talking.
Oh, I'm not allowed to even mention the fact that I'm just mentioning the fact that Biodome. I'm not allowed to going, oh, Saved is on there too, if you want to see Macaulay Culkin and what's her face? Mandy Moore. I'm not.
I got to tell you, the further I scroll,
it gets pretty bad.
List,
it gets pretty rough. Stay on the first half of this list. But there's some movies on there that are some of them are good, and a lot of them are garbage. So I mean, you'll find some stuff, but it's free. So like, hey.
So if you're interested in seeing all the Rocky movies, they're on here.
Yeah, if you haven't, and if you're gonna see Creed 2, I highly suggest you watch Rocky 4.
I mean, obviously, the Denzel movie Out of Time, that's on here. You should watch that for sure. I mean, anything Denzel, you should watch.
Oh, Man of the Iron Mask.
But my big takeaway from this is Return to Me. You should watch Return to Me because it is so good.
I'm glad we could find a nugget out of a diamond in the rough.
That is a diamond in the rough, a nugget, if you will.
Look at that. So I link in the show notes for the YouTube free section there. Again, supported by ads, so enjoy an ad in the middle of your movie. It's kind of like watching on TV. But okay, Return to Me, an hour 55. All right, I can get down.
It's really good.
All right, I'll put that on there.
Everyone should watch it. Brian should add it to his list that he'll never watch.
Although I'm sure somehow he has seen that. I don't know. Who knows?
You haven't seen Return to Me?
I have not seen Return to Me. I haven't even heard of it.
You have? Oh, my God.
It sounds like a movie I would love.
Jenny. Watch it with Jenny. It is really, really good.
Well, as we know, ladies and gentlemen, it is one of my hobbies to go around the internet and find the weird, find the obscure, and then I ask, well, Josh, for his tech perspective.
Oh, it's so one-sided. Like, if you could get a more opinionated view, you wouldn't be listening to this podcast. This is as opinionated as you get. Let's go.
Some people pride themselves on like hiding their opinion, just being journalistic in their approaches and just examining the cold hard facts. I turn to you because
I want to be as neutral and as unbiased as I can be. And what I do when I hear that is I fucking kill that person and I stomp them into smithereens because there's no room for unbiased on this podcast.
Well, in my unbiased opinion, I think you do a really good job of that.
You've been stomped to smithereens. That's what's just happened.
So Pottery Barn, right? We know the store Pottery Barn. They have dabbled in more traditional, I believe that's read, expensive gaming accessories, and it now offers a complete line of PlayStation-themed furniture. The full set, right? The whole set includes a media center, a coffee table, a beanbag chair, and it will set you back more than $2,000. Now, to put that in perspective, that is 5 new PlayStation 4 Pro consoles and 5 copies of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Well, I mean, look, it's important to note that Pottery Barn is the place that you go shop when you've made it. And you don't care about the money that you're spending.
Excuse me, sir. I have a large pile of money to burn.
Exactly.
I need a bookshelf. Can you procure that for me?
It's like, I could get a shirt at Kohl's, but instead I go to White House Black Market.
Right. Okay.
Because I'd rather spend $200 on this shirt than $30. It's the same thing. I don't have a problem with Pottery Barn
making a buck.
Putting a room there for people that can afford it. I think that's fine. It's great. It's not ever gonna be my room.
Here's the thing, because Brian's redecorating his palatial estate, so I had to send him some design ideas.
No, I know, I get it, but like even this, like this is too the problem is this is too pedestrian for
Brian.
Brian.
Okay, right, yes.
He has and I know for a fact that Greg Berlanti has visited his new place and has been like, these walls are too small. What I need you to do is knock out this other wall, and what we're gonna do is reverse flash this whole shit.
You've made I think you've made a pretty good replica of the Star Labs command center, but the scale is just off. Can you knock out a wall or two?
Yeah, that's kind of what's happening at Brian's house right now. Is that Greg Berlanti and Brian are retrofitting Star Labs
into the palatial estate,
just into a corner of a room, but in a way that Pottery Barn could never possibly hope to achieve.
So we've gotten away from what we initially were talking about. So I get it.
I don't think we have. I think we've completely dismissed fucking Pottery Barn altogether.
I want to bring it back for just one thing.
And said, go ahead and go fuck yourself, Pottery Barn. Greg Berlanti is outfitting Brian's palatial estate the way
Here's
it should
what I want to bring it back to. There is an icon wall light, right? That's inspired by PlayStation that runs for $200.
You're bringing it back to
just
one
listen.
light.
It's a 32 by 12 LED powered light, and inside of it, it's filled with games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. It's filled with 8 games. I'm looking at them. First off, they're all PlayStation 2 games. They're all PS2 games. And they're all the really shitty, like, iToy games that you can get, like Operation Spy and Anti-Grav. And then I think somewhere in there is MLB The Show from, like, 2004, maybe. It's just... I mean, if you really want to sell a product to people who are like, yeah, PlayStation, I'm all about that PlayStation life, here's $200. Those are not the games that you show off to entice those people.
Well, what? Okay, why does anybody want this?
Because PlayStation? I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, the real answer is no one wants it.
I don't have Brian's undying love for PlayStation.
Me neither.
I don't really think that PlayStation and Xbox are that different when it comes to console gaming.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that one.
No, I know you're gonna disagree. There's a few titles great, but regarding the gaming experience, I don't think they're that different.
No.
Okay. Well, that's you. And I played video games. The problem is, I play Madden. Madden's the same. PS4, Xbox, same thing. All the games that I play are the same. So I don't care.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time where That Kind of Nerd gives a topic, a product, a game, whatever, the third degree in a segment that we call the Nerd Degree. See what I did there?
I see.
So this headline just kind of irks me a little bit just because whatever. I'm pretty sure Game of Phones will be my new favorite party activity. So this thing is a strange game. So it's a card game, and like one of the cards they show here is send a message to your parents. First one to get a reply wins. So it has little challenges that you have to do using your cell phone. One of them is also like create an emoji masterpiece, or the most cracked screen wins this card. But did you really win though? Like really, if you won that one, have you really won? But there's other things on there like write a reply in a message thread that you would never send, and find a product that is related to is released. Excuse me, and find a product that is released in the decade that you were born. This seems like little challenges that you would do with your phone. I'm just not sure the repeatability of this.
It's essentially a scavenger hunt type game while you're in the same room with people and you're just using.
It sounds like a dare too, like a lot of some dares in there.
Yeah. There's some dare components to it. I don't like what's that game where you just say ridiculous things?
Mad Lib or the one like I'm Lummershing?
It's the card game. There's the Cards
Against Humanity.
Yeah. So it's like that, but like you're using your phone and actually interacting with other human beings who aren't in the room, which is weird. I mean, look, so here's the thing. I'm all for integrating your device into a game that you're playing with other people. I'm not all about getting people that aren't in the room involved,
like your parents,
in that game.
right?
That just seems stupid. But all in all,
here's the thing: it's $20.
See, CJ, we both hang out with groups of people,
yes,
right? And when we're at a party, you look around and like even if you are, and I really do try to be like I go when I'm at a party, I go do not disturb on my phone so that I can really be in the moment with the people that are around me. But while I'm do not disturb, there's always those people who just can't fucking look up from their phone the entire party.
Yep.
And in that case, I think a game like this makes sense. Like, if you can't look up from your phone anyway, asshole, then we should probably play a game where you can just fucking be in your phone, right? And then maybe you'll pay attention to the people that are around you in real time, you piece of shit, because you can't fucking possibly interact with the people that are in your life, you asshole.
Will you do me a favor? Because I really want to get the whole picture. Will you tell me how you really feel about people that are like that? I'm just curious.
Oh, I actually won't tell you how I really feel.
Here's...
Because that's way worse.
So here's the deal. It's $20. That's not a lot of money. If you like things that are like Cards Against Humanity or something with a little bit of a dare to it, I think it's fine. I can think of a couple people I could play this with, but a lot of people that I couldn't.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
You said it's $20.
$20, yes.
Is it $20 for me, or is it $20 for everyone who I want to play?
No, $20 for the deck of cards, for the pack. You have to buy physical cards.
And that comes with a code that everyone can share. How many people can share?
No. You buy Game of Phones. Okay. It's in a box with a shit ton of cards.
Okay.
It's your turn, you put down card, and it says, person with the most crash screen wins. And everyone goes, got it. And then, all right, John,
are people playing with their phone? I don't understand. Are they playing with their
let's
phones?
roll this back a little bit. So, Game of Phones is a simple game. Everyone sits down with their phones at a collective table, gathering, whatever it is.
They have to sit?
No, Josh, they don't. I'm not talking...
Well, you said everyone sits down. I'm just trying to get the parameters right.
You gather a group of people around so they can talk to each other and hear, but have telephone device in hand.
Does it have to be in a house? Can it be around
Could be in a boat bonfire, right? Just not.
Could it be on a boat?
Just not in the water. Yes. Just not in the water. Okay. Could be a megalodon nearby. Could not be a megalodon nearby. However you live your life, whatever life choices have arrived you to where you're at. Okay.
All right. Fair enough.
You play a card where it says, "Hey, Josh, it's your turn." You pick up a card that says, "Text your mom. I want a Can I microwave a turkey?" And see what her reply is. So you're like, "Hey, mom, can I microwave a turkey?"
Dude, I gotta tell you, most of the people I know, if they text their mom, that response is coming tomorrow.
Yeah, which, c'est la vie. Such is life.
Well, but how does that help the game?
No points for you.
Let me ask you this. If you texted your mom something right now at 10:30, are you getting a response right now?
Great question. Let me. What should I? I'm live. Go ahead. What do you want me to? What would I say to my mother?
Just say, "Hey, mom, how are you?" You're not getting a fucking response. There's no way.
All right. It is 10:37 on Friday, Black Friday. 10:37 on Black Friday, and I just said, "My mom."
Yeah,
Mom,
it's not going to fucking happen. She's not going to respond. She's
we'll
asleep.
See how long it takes for my mom.
She's asleep.
Let's see what happens. I know it was delivered. It's iMessage. I sent it. Let's see what happens, okay? So it sends that, right? Or this one here. Find the weirdest real news. Oh, my God, Josh.
She's
real-time
responding.
update. I have bubbles. I have bubbles, Josh. So, one of the cards is take an unflattering picture of yourself.
Oh, that's every photo of me. Yeah.
Right? Or find a photo that you should have deleted. Right, or video call someone in your contacts first to connect wins.
All right, I don't hate any of this. And the reason I don't hate it is that it's actually forcing social connection, which games don't do in general. So I actually really like this as a thing. The forced parent interaction, I'm not a fan of.
That was just me making up a scenario. I don't think there's a forced.
Like text your mother, and I'm
parent
like, no, I won't.
For the record, by the way, just like the record to reflect in our real-time conversation, 10:39, sir. So a couple of minutes after, I asked my mom, hey, how was your day? She's like, good, thanks for asking. Had the day off. No Black Friday shopping, just being a domestic goddess. How was your day?
Oh. Wait, your mother said domestic goddess in a reply to you?
Yes, she did. Swell day, I said.
That's wonderful that your mother is a domestic goddess.
On my podcast right now. Wanted to prove you would reply even this late.
That's the thing. That's good.
Josh Burns was wrong.
I sure was. My parents would not have replied at all. Period. Full stop.
And then I will send a GIF of laughing to her.
Yeah.
Now that you know more about this game, now that you have an idea of what it's asking, knowing that there's no app to download or anything else that's there, it's $20. You could get expansions for $5.
Yeah. If I was the guy that hung out with a bunch of people in a room that played games, this
maybe a person who has a very swoopy haircut, and again having Pottery Barn decorate a palatial estate, that person may kind of enjoy this.
Are you like, when you say swoopy haircut, I think about Barry Allen. So are we talking about Barry Allen or are we talking about Brian Thornton?
We're talking about Brian Thornton.
If Brian Thornton in his new house invited me and I had to play this game, I would play this game. But only because Brian forced me by inviting me to play this game. And in no other circumstances.
Did he force you to like an Eyes Wide Shut party? I'm very confused on the context of.
I mean, if I had to wear a mask, I would, but I kind of feel like everybody would know who I was, even with the mask on, because kind of like you just like, oh no, that's Burns.
All right, Josh. So knowing that this is the Nerd Degree, we're going to use the same metric that we do every single week, that we judge every single product with. And that is in levelness of social awkwardness that you somehow muster through. So, to me, I think this product is pretty good. I would definitely try it out. This is kind of like when you're pumping gas and the person across from you at the other pump makes eye contact and you both do the head bob up, but that person also like, lovely weather that we're having now. And you're just like, oh, we're doing this? Yeah, no, gas price. Ooh. You're going to make it through, but as soon as that pump hits and you're full, you're getting the hell out of there.
Yeah, I think for me, this is, I've got a full conveyor of stuff at Costco, and there's only one box left, and the person behind me wants the box to put all of their things in their trunk, and I go, hey, you go fuck yourself. I'm in front of you. This is my box. And I take it so that I can put all of my Costco things in it because I want it, the box, and that's where I'm at.
And listener, I'm going to challenge you to decipher what that means. I'm not going to answer it. Who knows where Josh Burns? No.
If you don't shop at Costco, you have no idea what I'm talking about. I just don't know if that
means that you approve of this game or you don't approve of this game or.
No, I super approve, but not like, not like for public consumption because I think this game is.
So you're saying don't invite you over to play this game, but if you're with somebody.
That's
don't invite me over under the expressed idea that I'm going to play this.
If you're behind me in line at Costco, you should expect for me to take that box. I'm taking it from you, and it's mine, right? And then if I join you at your house for this game, the game is mine, and you should expect that you're not going to win because the game is mine. However, should I join this game at, say, like a Brian Thornton housewarming type thing, right? I may be more gracious. I may not just take it as mine. But listen, all of you, if you're fucking behind me at Costco, go fuck yourself.
Still don't know if you. I still don't understand if you like this or not.
That's mine.
Yes, that is your answer. That is that. All right.
Right.
All right. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our question of the week. Now, with Black Friday, Thanksgiving going on this week, I didn't publish a question because I know the question that you want to ask me. It's the question that all of you have been asking me once you found out that I'm nerdy. Hey, what do I buy a nerd for Christmas? What do I buy my nerdy friend? What do I buy my nerdy brother? What do I do? Let me answer the question because I'm really tired of getting it. First thing, and maybe go to shop.thatkindnerd.com. Show them some love for this podcast. If it's Cyber Monday again, you're getting 50% off everything on the entire store plus free shipping. Shop.thatkindnerd.com. Go check that out. But if that's not an option, they're not listening to this podcast. First off, shame on you for not sharing the pod. What are you doing? Share the pod. Just share it. It's not that hard. But you could also maybe go a little bit handcrafted, a little artisan on some things. There's an article in Artisan Nerd Artifacts. Okay, go a little unique, something that you're not going to find at a Target or a Sharper Image. Sharper Image is still a thing, right? All right.
Yeah.
So in the show notes are 86 Marvel gifts that are so good that Thanos may give up an Infinity Stone for them. They're just that good. I've picked 4 that I think are just really superb, and I want to share them with you. And of course, I will include a link in the show notes. The first one I have is a poster for your Spider-Man fans in your life, because you know that you have them. It's a beautiful, handmade, amazing Spider-Man poster that has him sitting on top of a building, bright blue sky behind him, and it just says The Amazing Spider-Man. It's really nice. Highly recommend it. But if you're also looking for something with a little bit of color, I got something unique that you think you're going to really like. It's a Spider-Man poster, but it looks like it's neon light. But it's actually a printed. It's something that is digital. It's not lit at all, but it's so bright and so vibrant that it looks like it's popping out of the frame. It's $15. And you can get it framed. You can get it all the way up to 24 by 36. It's pretty just stunning. I definitely think that you'll enjoy it a lot. Finally, there is a minimalist Captain Marvel poster for people who are gonna see this movie pretty soon, or people who are becoming fans of Brie Larson's portrayal of it. You'll enjoy it right now. It's $18, and it's just super low key. You can kind of throw it in there, and even if someone's not a comic book fan, you could just think that they have some lovely art. But one of my favorite pieces that I will, again, link in the show notes is a canvas wall art of Marvel comic superheroes, just their heads, just their side profile. But what really I like about it is, first off, Deadpool facing you, waving, breaking the fourth wall, because that's what he does. Black Suit Spider-Man in there, Magneto, Hobgoblin, Punisher. The list goes on. There are a ton of superheroes on this, sure to satisfy the Marvel fan in your life. So those 4 ones, highly recommend. 2 for your Spider-Man fans, 3 for your people who just love Marvel comics, and 1 for the people who are just getting into Captain Marvel. Definitely worth your time.
I looked at this article and I super indecisive, and my answer was I want all the collages, the wall art, all of the Cat Vengers. I want the flasks.
I'm getting the Cat Vengers for my wife. That's a pretty solid one.
I want the coasters, the keychains, the lamps. I want
it all.
Spider-Man and Deadpool keepsake box. I want the decanter for me to put my booze in. That'd be wonderful. And all of this is not my favorite Black Friday find.
All right, what is?
Melissa Castillo sent me a link, and I immediately purchased this trio of t-shirts. And it's a Paul Walker remembrance. There are 3 t-shirts in all black. One of them says, "Dude, I almost had you." One of them says, "Remember the Buster." One of them says, "Tuna, no crust." And they are all original Fast and Furious throwbacks. I bought these 3 t-shirts for $20.
Let me tell you too, the Tuna No Crust, which that's great. It looks like it's the Supreme logo, but it says Tuna No Crust rather than Supreme.
It's fucking
that's actually
amazing.
Really good.
I bought these 3 t-shirts for $20, shipped to my house. I cannot wait to get them. Like, it is the best Black Friday thing I've seen. because I don't think you can really celebrate Paul Walker enough. I don't really think it's a thing.
I will tell you what you should not buy, the nerd in your life. That's the Pottery Barn PlayStation room. All right? Don't do that. Nobody cares that much about PlayStation.
Nobody cares.
Nobody wants the Pottery Barn thing. No, but honestly, it really comes down to this. Because in all sincerity, a lot of people ask, "What do I get my nerdy friend? What do I get someone who's really tech minded? How do I handle that? They're so hard to shop for. First off, just like anyone who has a hobby, if they were into a sports team, you'd be like, oh, I'll get them a jersey. If they're into a comic, get them a print. If they're into technology, go get them a gadget that they can build, right? Go give them something that would be interesting to them. Don't buy them a paper airplane drone that we discussed the other week. Don't do that, okay?
For sure.
Just don't do that one. If you are like, hey, I have a nerd who likes to play with their phones but is actually social, hey, why not go check out Game of Phones? Just find something that's on there and go for it. But if you're really in a jam, you can't figure out what do I get the nerd who has everything, there's one answer that will always make them happy, and that's a Funko Pop. Just go find a Funko Pop of a character that they like.
Get them a That Kind of Nerd hoodie.
Get them a That Kind of Nerd hoodie. Cyber Monday deal. Get that set up.
I got to tell you, this is a super comfy hoodie that I'm wearing.
Not to push our own shit, but at the same time, I love this hoodie. It's really
comfy hoodie.
And I spent $60 on a Spider-Man Into the Dark hoodie before. If you don't know what that is, you're lucky. I spent $60 on a Spider-Man hoodie, and it's tattered, but man, that thing was comfortable. This is my new favorite comfy hoodie. Regardless of whether or not my face was on this, I would still endorse this hoodie. It's damn
super
good.
Comfy.
But listen, listeners, a couple of you, right, are asking, hey, what can I get That Kind of Nerd? Because you've given us such entertainment over the years, which is weird to say. Over the years, you guys have given us something great. Very simple answer. Number one, like I said, share this podcast, because sharing is the ultimate internet currency, and we thank you for your donation. It's free. Just share it. Second thing, if you can throw a few bucks, go to patreon.com/thatkindofnerd. Not only will you get exclusive content like our spoiler cast of The Meg and Skyscraper and Peppermint, which by the way,
and soon to come Instant Family. Can't wait.
Come Instant Family. Make that happen. Also, if you are in the area where we live, if you're in that Allentown area, let us know if you would like to come with us to go see Ralph Breaks the Internet.
And get your ass
and watch
slapped.
me get slapped in the face live. And if you're not in the area and you really want to see that, we'll have a live stream, and we will be making an exclusive t-shirt of me getting slapped in the face. So check that out. So follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. That Kind of Nerd on the two platforms. That Kind of Nerd podcast on Instagram. But again, share, go to Patreon, check us out. But if you are really strapped, just be great nerds. Just have a great time and just keep listening to the show. So thank you, dear listener, for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work. And we will see you next week.
Well, welcome to the club, because you are that kind of nerd.
Smithereen.
Don't let the days go by, Smithereen.
Oh, God, you went Bush. You went full on Bush. The lyrics, the first band where lyrics made no sense.
Oh, hold on, awesome. Don't let the days go by. Smithereen. I also went Bush.
I'm sorry. It's so
fun. It's so dumb.
I gotta tell you, the stinger from last week's podcast, everyone I knew lost their shit.
Wait, which one? What was? I forget.
It was you and I and Brian. But you fucking lost your mind over. You said you were talking. You were like, because his way smaller than his father's hands or something.
Right. Yes, your father's hands are quite large. Sometimes you just need smaller hands.
Right, it was just and fucking. I mean, I've gotten several comments that just everybody lost their shit.
That's right.
It was fucking good.
Oh my God, that was real funny. That's real good.
Oh, I just want Brian to be angry because I don't care at all about gaming consoles in any way. They're all the same to me. Can I play Madden on it? Yes. Oh, same thing. All right, fair enough. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. All right. I have a thermos full of Manhattans. I could be wrong all day.
Got a thermos of Manhattan.
Oh, you went Alanis
Give it a
Morissette.
middle finger.